My name is Prakash Menon, and I'm so excited that you are part of the Retail Ninja program. So, let me just talk about the inner voice mastery. Whenever you board a plane, one of the first instructions you're given while listening or when listening to the safety instructions is to place the oxygen mask on yourself in the event of an emergency before securing the safety of other passengers, including your own children. Now, while this instruction is counter to a primal protective human instinct, its intent is very clear. After all, you are no good to anyone if you're struggling for breath yourself. We face similar, although less serious, circumstances in our everyday lives. We all have a little voice inside us that persistently questions our actions. But when you're focused on building a platform from which to effect genuine large-scale change, you must have the ability to achieve mastery over the inner voice of negativity and doubt. In our race to achieve global victory, establishing the right internal platform is just as important as having access to the right technology, talent, and developing your own leadership skills. After all, having the right tools at your disposal means if you don't know how to apply them. In order to master the inner voice of negativity we all have, there is a technique based on the philosophy of negative visualization that involves envisioning the worst case scenario for a particular action, particularly when the action has never been attempted before. Rather than be fearful of the potential negative outcomes and push them aside, the technique requires you to mentally explore them in detail. So take a blank piece of paper, or take a piece of paper and draw 3 vertical columns down the page. At the top of the page, briefly outline the action you wish to explore. In the first column, write down in detail all the possible worst-case scenarios that could result from completing your activity. In the middle column, outline the actions you could take to minimize the possibility of those things happening. And the third column, write down the actions you could take to resolve the situation should the worst-case scenario outcomes eventuate. What's particularly interesting to note with the exercise is that once people explore every conceivable negative outcome, those that are deemed most likely to occur are either not as bad as first thought or simply not negative outcomes at all. This knowledge brings with it a realization that the risk of inaction is far greater than the risk of a well-executed action that has the potential to fail. In fact, the exercise can actually help set the wheels in motion for those who procrastinate because of fear. So whenever you hear that little voice inside your head telling you that all the things that could go wrong, and that you're not good enough, pay attention to it rather than push it aside, and have an open mind to the truth behind those words. It all boils down to your attitude or mindset. People with closed mindsets have the tendency to take setbacks personally, make excuses, procrastinate, or blame others when things go wrong. Why? There can be many reasons for this, but at the end of the day, they all stem from fear. Fear of humiliation, fear of change, fear of the unknown, fear of loss, or even a fear of success itself. The fear of failure is akin to being afraid to try something new or take a risk. They avoid failure like the plague, but ironically miss out achieving greatness as a result. So the ultimate irony is that we all share the same fears. Every single one of us. Do you think there would ever be scientific, medical, or technological breakthroughs in the world without a significant amount of trial and error? Of course not. Mistakes will and indeed must happen along the way. It's what you learn from a mistake that makes the difference between triumph and failure. Fear prevents us from achieving our dream, from opening our hearts to love, and from living authentic and best lives. It's up to you to make your authenticity shine. Don't fall into the trap of complacency. Be relentless in your push towards fulfilling your passion. Never stop learning in order to build on your existing skills. If you want to gain the competitive edge and achieve victory in the 21st century, don't ask, why me? Believe in yourself and ask, why not me? My name is Prakash Menon, and I really thank you for being part of this journey, and looking forward to having you on the next episode.